Complexity and Mad Lions, and it's time to kick off day 2 of ESL One Cologne. This is a European matchup, and Complexity definitely coming in as the favourites. They'll look to start off well here on Overpass. It is Mad Lions, a map choice, and Complexity decide to start on the CT side. Let's get underway with the Pistol Mac and see how this one pans out.
Looks like we are going to see Blame just going for the jump peak here over towards the boost spot there. Mad Lions eventually just going to be going for a late B hit, but it's a matter of time. And Complexity seem to have their number. 4-man stack, just going for what would be seen as a very default strategy. Rush as well, just peeking Fountain early. But it's a matter of moments. Looks like Counterflash comes through. Innocent at the ready though with Poison, able to trade this one through.
Yeah, looking for a little bit more work to get done. He actually works his way up onto short. That's a crisp shot. Oh, he just decimated them. Obo helps out, but geez, that was largely Poison. He actually was on for the ace, to be honest, if that wasn't taken away from Obo. And whew, if you weren't awake yet, look, it's 11 p.m. at night, fellas. We've woken up a couple of hours ago. It's a bit of a slow start to the day for us here in Australia, but that gets you warmed up a bit.
Mate, right back into the action we go, and that is a great way to set the tone for day 2 of Cologne. Into round 2 we go as well, and we are going to see Poison just going for that M4 already. Mad Lions not going to be buying up anything, just have these Glocks, and it looks like they're going to go for a fast approach through Con.
Yeah, didn't get the bomb plant down, so a bit tougher to get a good investment in this round for Mad Lions. If they save, they get the AKs and the armor anyways, all good. But if they can do damage in this round, that's the key thing. Obviously, they haven't put any money into it, as you say, Mac. So anything they can really get here is going to be a bonus. But that's probably about as bad as it can go for Mad Lions. Blame farming up with the MP9. He will fall, but the money that he's farmed up, I think, more than offsets the loss, to be honest, and Complexity. Quite happy to get through that one with 4 guns alive.
Certainly does for the MP9 at least, maybe not the armor. But even so, he's probably looking to go for the upgrade into round 3 regardless, and that is exactly what we're going to see. Mad Lions finally on the rifles. A bit light on the utility, but I'm sure that they have a strat to bring to the table. Complexity as well. We are going to see that bonus round. Famous MP9 and UMP still in the mix, at least full utility. Head armor as well, just making sure they dot their T's and cross their I's.
You've got that one wrong, Matt.
Certainly do.
It's all right. Still waking up.
It's early, all right. The adrenaline's there. The brain cells certainly are not. Anyway, Innocent getting ready to be flashed out. Oh, no, he's just going for the full contact. Rush close range, can't get anything done. Resilient. Just to get some redemption, it's going to be A-cording. Oh, Blame F, massive hold.
Man, that's just so many players on that B bomb site for Complexity, and I don't really think Mad Lions expected Blame. They thought they'd gotten 3, they've got the site, but then Blame peeks around the corner with an M4A1S, and he does the dirty work. A double kill, much required for Complexity, but still Mad Lions have the advantage. They've got 2 full HP players, they've got control of the bomb, they've got a lot of time. There's no util for Complexity.
And it's a slow approach, just edging forward Complexity. They gave away full control of the bomb, happy, just to make sure they weren't getting flanked from the A site. And Blame F on 8 HP is making an information play, big rotation into bathrooms. And look at that, Mad Lions. They had the B site given to them on a silver platter, and they're going to be rotating straight back in with 30 seconds to where Complexity are currently holding, but to Complexity stick to guns. Oh, Blame, he's going to hear this one. Just hiding in the corner, and Mad Lions have no idea he's here.
It's gone all wrong, hasn't it? He's got one more flash. That's just to slow things down. Juice has to run into the A bomb site, but he's got no idea Poison's hanging around. Time too close for comfort, and he just has to try and get that bomb plant down. Excellent round from Blame. What a big step up. 3 kills, 3 impact kills in the round as well. It looked like it was going to go really poorly for Complexity, but an individual steps up and makes the difference.
Getting that initial spray down was huge to find 2, and then on 8 HP to get another solid performance straight out of the gates. And Complexity send it to 3-0, looking for a 4th now, but Mad Lions at least have the Deagles in play. A couple of nades as well. Looking for a bit of fast con action. Straight into short we go.
Well, double nade to Toxic Barrels, but there's no one from Complexity hanging around there, so they're not too concerned at all. Mad Lions just call a cancel. Slow things down for now. But this is the critical round, actually, that sort of can push this over the edge for Complexity. I know that's quite early to say. It's only 3-0, but This is the round where they can, if they take 5 guns through, really start to build that CT economy up and start to look to run away with the half.
I really like the creativity of that strat, even though it didn't find a kill this time. Could have been a free one. Gave him that man advantage, essentially, over towards the B site. And they could have just accelerated off the pick. Didn't happen, though. And here we are. They've rotated back into bathrooms. No util to play with. Again, it's just going to be another dry situation, pushing into A, but Poison not going to be peaked straight away.
Not just yet. Mad Lions are getting a lot of room, though, and they're getting up to the bomb site pretty quickly. A 1-for-1 so far as JL let's go down, grab a couple. Poison, though, seems to be on at the moment, but Shoosh, he's got the Deagle in hand, and maybe Complexity can still find a way to drop this round. Rush, he does win the one-on-one, but that's not good enough from Complexity. A costly, costly round for them when Mad Lions, well, they barely even invested anything. Only a couple of the players even had armor.
And Poison is so sharp. Every shot he hits is just ridiculously tight, ridiculous precision from him. But Shush as well, full punishment. And Mad Lions make that very costly for Complexity as we head in the round number 5.
Well, tipping point has yet not been reached for Complexity. The money is still looking quite low. Mad Lions, all it really takes now is one round and they're back into the swing of things, but that's a good start. Poison, 11 kills already out of 4 rounds. Can't put a foot wrong.
Having the standoff here around the angle. Roll into short for the moment, but gives up the line. I believe we see a boost there over towards Heaven. Looks like they've actually dropped that one down. Poison falling back and sending Config back up towards the A site there to join Blame F. Late boost over at the sandbags. Rush just waiting for some util to come through. Head of Poison, he's just waiting for the perfect moment. Innocent doesn't spot him, and he doesn't see him either. Off the back of that, we see Poison for the rotation back to A, expecting it to be to that side of the map with no short control. But thing is, Mad Lions did have short control.
Not too much time left here for Mad Lions, so they're going to have to make do with what they've got. A couple of smokes, a couple of flashes to get into the bomb site. Obo's forced off of his position, but he can play the off angle here in Monster. And he'll have the backup of Rush peeking from Pillar if necessary. Good flash, though, does catch Obo. Rush, he's distracted by what's going on in short, and he can only grab himself once. So the onus falls onto Poison. 1-on-3 at the moment, waiting for those rotations, but he's just not missing at the moment. Backs away. A-Core will drop as well, and Poison is just stepping up at the moment for Complexity. I think you could put a highlight reel together just from these first 5 rounds.
He is ridiculously sharp, and another one, another 3K, 13 kills on the board already. That is an immaculate performance for the first half, and we're only 5 rounds in. Let's see if he can continue this performance on forward. But for now, Mad Lions, they need to try and find anything here in the first half, because if you let Complexity get towards that 11, 12, 13 round mark, which at the moment looks like is where they're currently heading, Mad Lions are not going to have too much of a second half to play with.
Yeah, certainly seems like it. The overpass pick kind of blowing up in their face, and speaking of blowing up in their face, I think Asilion's face is actually just blown up there as he cops a couple of binks through the wall. Config gets himself a freebie, almost gets 2. Shoosh not too keen on that. It seems like everything's going right for Complexity at the moment.
Well, the thing is, it was a great read because Mad Lions sent, 4 through con before on their eco, and he was expecting it, so again, just a great reaction.
The Eagles have actually been pretty effective so far for Mad Lions, I guess, in the context of versing their guns. The Deagles have, I feel like, by and large, actually been more impressive than the AKs and the... Well, so Mad Lions are getting a little bit done with them, but need a little bit more, that's for sure. Config does deal with Shoosh. That was on long, and that's going to slow things down a little bit here for Mad Lions. It also makes it really just a one-pronged attack for Mad Lions, a brute force attempt to come out from the bathrooms. There's a pop flash coming through from Config. A-Core Trying to lead the charge and back his way into the bomb side. 1-for-1, that's still not too bad for Mad Lions, but Obo now doubles down, and it'll just be Innocent left. Time has ticked away too far. The bomb's still sitting out there, just outside of bathrooms. I don't think he's going to be able to get time to grab that and plant the bomb.
Back away at the wrong moment. Minimal time remaining. Crosshair looked all right there, but Rush just had many more bullets in the mag. So gets that spray down. Config with a solid impact in the round, and we are going to see Complexity send it to 6. Here's that first blood, and then, well, a huge amount of damage off the back of it as well. Fights for his life at long. Mad Lions unable to cause the upset, but again, they are going to be back on the guns, back on the rifles. A-Core finally getting that AWP in play. Early utility coming out both ways. No early aggression from Mad Lions, however, just waiting for the con players to contact their way through. Roy, with that flash, is potentially able to get them over towards Divider. The slow, structured approach in round number 7 from Mad Lions. Front bathroom smoke there. Blame F about to be blinded. Does have some cover to escape to. Him and Config looking to dominate bathrooms for now. Mad Lions are slowly but surely edging forward.
Yep.
But it's costing them a plethora of utility.
Yeah, they've run out of Molotovs. Only a couple of smokes. That's still enough to get into the A bomb site, but the counter utility is also there for Complexity. They've got plenty to play with. Maybe not on the A bomb side at the moment, with the exception of Config. He does have the incendiary still, but Rush, if he's quick on the rotate, could potentially deny a plant with his incendiary. Could do a lot of damage with that HE nade. Mad Lions leaving it this late does make things pretty risky. Config dealt with in the bathrooms, and that makes the defense look a bit shakier, but Poison continues to put in good work. There is a missed shot, but still opens the door for Blame F. And Poison, well, he misses one, but he doesn't miss the other couple. Eventually traded down by Innocent, but you just can't let the AWPer get this much damage done and expect to win the round. That's 7-0 for Complexity.
And that'll be that. The hard rotation coming up from Complexity. The early stack on site, and Blame F as well. Even just getting one from that map position is just so strong, allowing Poison so much extra time to fight with here. And Innocent, unfortunately, just a little bit too disjointed with the rest of the team. Mad Lions, unfortunately for them, they're just not getting any openings. They're unable to crack open these sites because Complexity have their number almost every time.
Well, you have to give it another crack. This time it's the hero AK for Shoosh. Mad Lions putting a bit of an investment in. Config and Blame could spam, and that grenade might finish A-Core off. It does, lands right at his feet.
And you
Mad
can
Lions,
see,
I mean, they can't even walk anywhere, man.
well, they went for the exact same strat with the nades, with the mollies to try and airstrike on that B site, but Complexity now, they realize exactly what's happening. They've made the adaptations to deal with it, and it's working out wonderfully.
Certainly is. Interesting to note that the money really still hasn't quite built up for Complexity, because a lot of these rounds have been going pretty close. You know, you're 7-0 on the CT side. You'd think you'd probably have more than $1,000 in the bank, but they don't. So it's not out of the realms of possibility for Mad Lions to make a bit of a comeback here. If they win a good round, they can probably put 2 or 3 on the board in response to that, because there's obviously no loss bonus built up for Complexity. They can use that to salvage the half. So Complexity aren't, you know, having a perfect half here.
And again, this round could be another costly one if Complexity overextend. But Blame, he's at least one of the players with full HP. His toes have been spotted, however. Innocent, unfortunately, looks away at the wrong moment, and Blame F finishes him off.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good round to start putting that kind of storyline that I start to set up to bed, to be honest, because Complexity now have a little bit more in the back pocket. Only having to reinvest into one gun. Yeah, but Poison, Blame, Rush, Obo, they'll all be okay next round if they do lose here. That's insane from Poison. 205 ADR, 8 rounds in. 16 kills, 1 assist.
Everything himself, it feels like. Although, it's not the truth. Everyone putting in what they can. Obo hasn't really had a lot of an opportunity. He's on a very aggressive line, which Mad Lions managed to deal with him early in these rounds. And Poison's just there to trade him out every single time and then get some extra. So he's doing more than enough. Anyway, and around on number 9 we go. Mad Lions again. Back on the rifles, full utility. Acor again with the AWP, which seems underutilized at the moment. It's not being given an inch to play with. Shush and Innocent. Looking like we might see them go for a play through the smoke, but it's Rush just peering through the short tunnel to find a headshot onto Roy.
Oh, Obo's in trouble, isn't he? He's going to burn alive. He does get out of the Molotov, but Shush is there to finish him off, and this might be the one that cracks open the nut for Mad Lions.
Oh!
Rush, however, had no idea that Shush has jumped into dirty water.
New model. Just sitting in the way, and Shush gets away with some timing for a third.
3-on-2. Bomb plant yet to go down. Poison is out of the picture. So that, for me, is the tipping point in the round. If Poison is still alive, you get the feeling that Complexity can still win. Blame F here. Actually, probably not a bad shout to save this M4, to be honest. He can drop an extra gun over to Config, and the rest of Complexity will be able to buy behind it. So in the context of how things have been going for Complexity, the money isn't quite where they'd have wanted it to be, but it's still good enough right now to get another buy through and fight for a 9-1 kind of a scoreline instead of letting Mad Lions back into this game.
And there you go. So, AWP having a huge impact. If that kill didn't go in Mad Lions' direction, could have seen that 2v2 scenario and Complexity a chance for a 9th, but Mad Lions finally cracking the egg, starting to cook up a brekkie, much like Blame F's mother, who we found out earlier in the interview. So, there you go.
Oh, dude.
Shout outs to esports mums. How good are esports mums?
I miss my mother's cooking, to be honest. Had to move to Sydney for the old esports dream, Mac, and so we only get to taste the flavours of wonderment and awe
of home. Beautiful.
Once a year when we go back for Christmas.
I had to move to Sydney too, Jordan.
How are you hanging up? How's things for you?
Pretty all
Missing mum's cooking or dad's cooking even?
Missing dad's cooking.
Dad's cooking.
Mum's cooking, you know, not as much. Don't tell her I said that, but still all right.
Flip it.
Little roast, not too terrible. Speaking of roasting, Poison 16-4, certainly cooking up Mad Lions, but Mad Lions are looking to put a bit of spice on themselves.
What do you suppose lions taste like? Probably quite tough meat, I feel like. They're probably all muscle, you know?
Yeah.
Sinewy and muscly and tough.
Stringy?
Maybe.
Maybe like, I don't know, what? I've never really eaten feline.
No, neither have I. Actually, Complexity decided not to buy behind the M4, which is fair enough, to be honest. It's kind of, I guess, a question of your philosophy on Counter-Strike. It's like whether or not you force into that kind of a round and sort of think that you can get away with it, or if you want to take the more high percentage play, which is saving and getting a really good buy next round.
Well, that's it. Obo, he couldn't really buy anything just with 3,300 in the bank. And it's just, yeah, it certainly wasn't worth the buy. So as you can see, Complexity just opt in for the full utility, which is very important on Overpass. However, Blame is going to utilize that M4 before it's too late and get first blood onto Asilian.
That's what you need to be doing early on in the rounds with the M4 or whatever gun it is that you've taken through. Obo's looking for some info here. I don't know if he spotted Shush out. Oh, he's got the headshot. That's not too bad of a shout. Config drops, though. Blame F now has a couple more targets that are softened up.
And another for Roy. But Blame and Poison, both still alive. Poison with that scout. I'm worried for Mad Lions because we've seen what he can do with the AWP already. But it looks like the save may just be the call. Slow rotation silently from Blame back towards the A site now. Looks like he's gone to heaven instead. Potentially.
Well, like, look, if Mad Lions get a little bit too overeager for a bit of a hunt here and he drops one of them, then that can be an AK collected by Poison. Might a bit more of this forward sort of aggressive play, but Poison's caught napping. Nice couple of rounds in a row for Mad Lions. They start to get themselves on the board in this matchup. AMF needs to be a bit careful about where he's running, but he has done a little more damage at the end of the round. Still, he'll take the M4 through. And Mad Lions will be happy to pick themselves this round up as well. Start their campaign in ESL One Cologne. Took maybe a bit longer than they would have liked it to, but hey, better late than never. This is where the going might get a bit tougher, though, for Mad Lions. It's what Complexity's been waiting for. Good, solid buy. Pretty much full utility on every single player.
Poison with the AWP again. Look, he is just having a field day at the moment. The man, he's at the festival. He's got all the show bags, all the goodies.
Oh, love a good show bag.
Are show bags a thing anywhere else in the world?
I have no idea.
I feel like they're not. Essentially, it's a bag you buy with lots of cool little trinkets and toys and stuff in it.
Yeah,
anyway.
chocolates, lollies, whatever.
When you're a kid, you get one when you go to the show.
Yeah.
All right. Go to the festival. I don't know.
The fair?
The fair?
I don't know.
The country fair? Anyway, look. Game's live. Mad Lions. Slow approach over towards Fountain. Just taking a bit of control here at the playground. Maybe going to tempt themselves at long, but Blame. He's here and jiggling. Spots that flash coming through and should get a bit of info in a moment.
Yeah, just making sure that no one can wrap around behind Poison, who is pushed quite far forward in the bathrooms. Mad Lions are getting a little bit tetchy, but Poison knows Long's dirty now. The question is going to be, what's the timing like for him? So close on every single angle. He does end up spotting out Shoosh, but Shoosh was ready and waiting. Poison not having as much success now as we get deeper into the half as what he was early on in the piece.
Let's see what Blame can do to make up for it. Nade in the perfect position, but Asilian going to be spotting him here, and he is just showing a little bit too much leg there at default config. Able to hold the cross now. Great teamwork coming through. Obo, the savior.
The nade just comes a little bit too late. A-Core's out of there, but the bad news for Mad Lions is bomb is dropped here on A, and they're going to have to commit 18 seconds. A-Core has to go through the smoke. Didn't really have any other options, and despite the fact that it was 3-on-2, Complexity looked like they should win the round from here. Innocent dead, and Rush finishes it for Complexity. Just no time available to Mad Lions. They couldn't really slow things down at all and make Complexity sweat in that numbers disadvantage.
Yeah, such a sick round from Obo and Rush there, just rotating up at the perfect moment, getting those trades to come through, and again, as you mentioned, that bomb went down over towards Long, over on the site, and Mad Lions just had to commit. They had no time to rotate anyway. There was 20 seconds on the clock. And the other thing from that round as well, Poison, I believe the barrel of his scope was actually spotted at the front of bathrooms, because you could see the Long players, they just completely disregarded it, but all three turned around at a moment's notice as soon as Shush spotted it. So Poison getting very unlucky there. Resilient copped some early damage here in round number 12. Mad Lions going for another bite, just trying to keep up the financial pressure, realizing that Complexity, again, lost so many rifles in the previous that this would be another costly one. If Mad Lions can break that economy, Jordan.
Yeah, that's the thing, provided they can win this round. But that has been difficult. Vast majority of these rounds have gone to Complexity, obviously. Decent map control starting to come in here for Mad Lions. They've got short water. They're starting to work their way through toward Monster. Haven't pushed anyone off Long, but Complexity still have 3 players up toward the A bomb side. A resmoke comes across, though, from Blame. That's going to be for Monster, which is a very nicely timed smoke. Keep Mad Lions at bay.
Well, you can see Complexity. They're just not overextending in any situation. They're just waiting for Mad Lions to make a move. Rowie there, just trying to lurk up towards Long again. He's going to go down, and that's the point where Mad Lions need to hit the accelerator, start to go to the B site. Rush goes down. Obo with the 2K, and maybe finds another, but it's only going to be Shush to trade. As we go back to the 2-on-3 situation. Bomb will be retrieved at the perfect moment. Smokes are short, but none of the defenders coming in from that position now, and the Molotovs just buying so much time with 15 seconds.
Blame still has a HE nade as well. Shush has died to one of the mollies. It's spread right on top of him. Config, double kill at the end of the round. That's dirty from Complexity. Great work, though, by Oba. I thought he was in a bit of trouble, actually. The first couple of shots as he swung into Monster didn't connect, but he really got control of the spray, And luckily, the second player that he had to fight was quite low on HP already, so it's fairly routine in the end to get rid of A-Core. But if he would have gone down for free there, that could have been the round over for Complexity. But again, another individual, just a decent, strong play. And Mad Lions copping the brunt of it at the moment, 10-2.
And what that round completely comes down to is, again, Mad Lions just taking the rounds too slow, not baiting out any utility. There was, what, 3 Molotovs rotated there on site right at the end, at the 20-second mark, and Mad Lions just couldn't win that round at that point. So Obo buying just enough time for the rotations. Complexity again here, just looking to put an end to Mad Lions before they can cause an upset or even try to here off the back of an Eagle bite. That Glock is not going to be enough. Seems like the scout's been retrieved now, but A-Core hits just the body of Blame, who is calling for a bit of backup. But the Glock's going to get it done.
A-Core and Innocent, couple of crucial frags. Complexity don't seem to be able to get through these rounds cleanly, but they are getting through these rounds. I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how you win the rounds, as long as you do win the rounds. Already got double digits on the CT side here of Overpass, and Mad Lions are desperately searching for just a few rounds to play with. Get something.
Well, with the M4, Mad Lions looking like they are going to go for the rotation back towards that B site. It seems quite common that they're doing this as well, showing presence on one side of the map, and then once they lose a couple of players, running back to the other side. And Complexity seem to be able to read this one well. Rush now starting to push up bathrooms. That's going to be a huge amount of information as he makes his way into connector. Obo as well in a solid position at sandbags just to hold the B site as long as he's not cleared. But he's heard everything. Happy just to hold the line. Innocent able to go for the trade, and the bomb will be planted open, but Poison trying to put a stop to it. Rush up short, denies the plant, and there's no extra money in the bank, extra money in the tank for Mad Lions as we head into round 14. Complexity now hunting for that 13-2 scoreline.
Yeah, they're well on their way to doing it. It's not going to be, you know, an easy sort of a pushover. Mad Lions are still going to be able to buy pretty much, well, at least for this round. Next round, if they do fully invest here, they'll be running out of cash. They've only got the loss bonus of 3,400, but, you know, even that is enough to sort of get something scrounged together on the T side. So it won't be super easy for Complexity. But look, has, I gotta say, been a pretty easy half for Complexity. They've been challenged in a few of the rounds, but when push comes to shove, when it's crunch time, an individual steps up, someone makes a play, someone makes a good rotation, finds themselves in the right position. And I think Mad Lions, in a lot of instances, have sort of timed themselves out of the round. I can think of 2 or 3 rounds now where they would have had an extra 15 or 20 seconds on the clock. They could have, you know, slowed the play down, but they were sort of forced to jump through smokes, play very quickly.
Just waiting too long. They're a very thorough approach, but unfortunately, by doing that, Complexity, they're not trying to take these battles. They're not trying to take unadvantageous positions by standing out in the open, you know, trying to play into Mad Lions' hand. It's just not happening. So Mad Lions really just need to change this one up. And it looked like they were thinking, hey, cool, Poison, he's hitting everything right now. Yep. How about we go to the opposite direction? And they started doing that. But unfortunately for them, Blame, he's hitting his shots. Rush as well on those retakes has been very, very crucial. There's just so many names on Complexity that you don't want to be running at, and that's essentially the whole lineup. Anyway, Mad Lions, what can they do here? A bit of a tech pause dusted now, as we do see a bit more aggression over towards B. You've got Innocent wanting to go through that Molotov, but he's going to be waiting this one out. 3-man stack at B for Complexity early, and an aggressive play from Blame here, straight over towards the fountain.
Why not at this point? Everything's really been working for Complexity. Throw another spanner at Mad Lions, see if it connects. Probably do a bit of damage if it does.
Full setup though. Poison as well, just making sure the flank doesn't come through from the playground. Mad Lions, they're going to be heard starting to make their move now, and there it is. The Lions found Flame as well, just tried to dodge the flash, but unfortunately looks back at just the wrong moment. He's going to be spotted and dealt with as well as Config, long range, just tries to get a second. But Rowie just needs to keep control of the bomb. Bit of redemption late, and Long straight down there, straight on the noggin.
Supreme confidence for Config, isn't it? Oh, that's a rough one to lose because that could have really opened up the round. Innocent does not get the better of Obo. And now Rowie has to try and salvage it at 3-on-1. Let's get the first on to Poison, but he's making quite a bit of noise, and Rush should know that he's now progressing in his direction. We'll check the angle, though.
Knife
And
out.
Obo is going to find that timing. You're exactly right, Mac. Knife out. There was plenty of time. He didn't need the knife out.
Yeah, he just didn't expect the proactive approach coming out from Obo there, all the way up con from that B site. Hadn't realised without that B control that the push had just continued to come through. And there it is. Great attempt, though. Look, the fact that he slow-peeked, crab-walked into Poison's crosshair and survived, that's what I'm astounded by.
Yeah. Does cost Complexity quite a bit at the end of that round. Their final buy isn't that good. Obviously, nor is it for Mad Lions. It's quite funny to see 12 and 2 up, and yet still having to go down to an MP9 in the final round of the half. Poison actually doesn't connect with that shot.
Bit of a slow end of the half, but even still, 20 kills for one half is crazy. And Blame here has to fight his way out of con because he's going to be isolated here as well. Nade, good damage onto Innocent. Push comes to shove, and he's going to be shoved straight down the stairs. Toppling.
Stuck around a little bit too long. Config's in a pretty scary position, though. MP9 in hand, does get the initial bink onto Shoes, but shut down quickly. Obo nearly had a chance, but not too much of one in that round for Complexity, as it'll end up being a 12-3 half. Not what Mad Lions were looking for, but they scrounge a few together, and hopefully they can present something here in the second.
talks about all the other guys. Will I ever understand?
Straight back into the second half. It's Complexity that are really just dominating Mad Lions at the moment. 12-3 the scoreline. CT side for Complexity. Went off largely without a hitch, to be honest. They could have probably gotten it to 15 had things completely gone their way, but Mad Lions were able to scrounge together a few rounds, Mac. But look, on your own map choice, 3 rounds on Overpass, definitely not going to be enough. So something special has to happen here in the second for Mad Lions to be able to get over the line.
And it all starts here on the pistol, because if they lose this one to Complexity, Complexity could quickly be making their way to 15 on the scoreboard there. But it looks like Mad Lions, an aggressive play. The jump seems to have been heard, and it's read like a book. Complexity. It's config to find it. And even though they've got that short control at a man down, Mad Lions now need to go for the rotation. It's just Shush to try and hold the A site here, but he falls deep to wait for the reinforcements, and that's not even going to keep him alive.
Good couple of shots to start off with for Config, and Complexity are straight into that bomb site. They've got someone watching for the rotate as well, so Complexity are looking really well set up to hold on for the retake that Mad Lions are inevitably going to throw at them. But quite frankly, Mac, I'm not even sure where the retake starts and Complexity's push into the A bomb site stops, because in reality, Complexity have continued to push, and Mad Lions haven't even set foot back in the A site since it was taken by Complexity. So I'm not even sure I'm prepared to call this a retake just yet. Now we start to see Innocent walking his way onto the site. Complexity, though, no problems in dealing with that. He did at least manage a few kills, build a bit of money back up on that CT side, but not the result that Mad Lions was looking for.
I think I'm noticing in these 2vx situations for Complexity, even though there was only the one at the end, they're just very good at securing the rounds, very good at playing off one another, you know, peeking on contact, peeking at the same time, you know, just great coordination being displayed, and that's really what's getting them over the line time and time again. But Mad Lions, they've gone for the force. They are looking for anything at this point, trying to salvage what is left of the game, but Roka, or Acor rather, is going to be tagged by that nade early. I'm reading backwards here. Look, we are from Australia. We are down under. We are flipped upside down here, just in case you were wondering.
Isn't that the part where you have to start like talking backwards or something, Mac? I know you're thinking about trying, but if you do, it's just going to come across really awkward.
I'm Cam.
You'd have to say, Cam me.
Cam, no.
Cam.
I'm not gonna bother.
Cam my.
That's too much brain power for this time of the evening, Jordan. Got Counter-Strike to cast, to talk about, to witness. Flash for long, but Roy is not going to be able to get much off the back of it. 2 quickies for Config. And this half is looking like it might be quick smart as well. Innocent going to be left solo at A, but he's even potentially just trying to buff the defense on B, looking to go for the gamble. A 3-man setup, not going to find any action. Complexity, they've read it perfectly. Thorough on the approach, just clearing out every nook, every cranny. They should find the A site for free, but Innocent makes his way back through. But with no control on site there, you can see Mad Lions, they just keep the armor for the next and give themselves a fighting chance. But Complexity, with no casualties, have secured themselves a 14th round. And this is looking like it's getting very near to the end at the moment.
I would agree with you, Mac. Has been fairly reserved start to day 2 of ESL One Cologne. Complexity, though, will be quite happy to see that kind of gameplay.
Oh, yeah.
Don't need to be digging too deep in this matchup. Don't need to be showing too much. Don't really just need to be putting a whole lot into it, you know? You need to wear yourself out early on in the tournament.
Complexity have been tested in a lot of these rounds. As you mentioned earlier, there were so many points in the first half where if they lost one more in a row, Complexity's economy would have been straight in the bin, and the first half score could have been flipped on its head. But it just didn't happen. Mad Lions missed a few very small opportunities. And now here we are, 14-3. Mad Lions forcing up again. Scout, 3 Famises. A Deagle in the mix with some utility. We need to see something creative come out here to get them across the line, but Complexity might not even give them a chance.
Few flashes there into short water.
Nice.
Well, he does manage to grab Blame F, and Schuster's also caught Rush. Obo under pressure now, but he deals with it well. Mac 10 in hand. And he's able to trade back down with the assistance of Config, back into 3-on-3. Config's just walked into the B-bomb site and done all the work himself. Obo does see Innocent, but fires his shots a little bit too early and gives away his position. Poison actually does not get across here. It could start to become a bit problematic for Config, but they're okay. Smoke down, bomb is in hand. And bomb plant should be going through fairly shortly, but I think they don't know that there's 2 players in the connector there. They're expecting maybe someone on the site. That's been cleared out now.
I think they heard the scout shot, so they seem to realize, although Config's taking it very slowly, expecting a passive rotation back through bathrooms. However, both of the Mad Lions players are trying to make their way back in from short and monster hit. Flash being lined up to get Acor straight out of connector. Poison in a solid position here at the barrels. Innocent has a molly, could flush something out here. Acor, similar situation. Molotov's going to be expand and Poison. He still has yet to be seen as Innocent goes down. He knows exactly where Acor should be. Spray transfer, looks too easy on the Galil, and Complexity get it done off the back of another big round coming out from Poison. But Jordan, that round had the creativity that we asked for, Mad Lions. Not only did they boost at Sandwags, they boosted in Con as well. So it was a 4-man investment just on the short tunnel, and it managed to find the 2 kills, but unfortunately it just trickled downhill from there.
Yeah, Mad Lions, you know, they're definitely working hard in this series, and they're trying to get anything over the line, but it just doesn't seem that there's a whole lot going their way today. On another day, maybe 2 or 3 of these rounds would have fallen over to the CT side or Mad Lions when they were on T, and we might have seen a bit of a different result. But at the moment, this is quite a comprehensive victory being put together by Complexity. And a great start to their campaign in ESL One Cologne. Acor, scout in hand, he's keeping an eye on things. Config, though, has... well, he no longer has a head. Not exactly what I was going to say, but that is the reality of this situation.
Big shots coming out just at the right moment, but Mad Lions, they need 12 rounds in a row just to take us to overtime. And that seems like a very tall order at the moment.
Well, I wouldn't disagree with you.
Do you believe, Jordan?
Acor's feet surely get spotted here. Yeah. Obo's got some pretty sharp eyes. Do I believe, Mac? What do I believe? What are you asking me what I believe in?
The comeback train.
Absolutely not.
Okay. I'm going to ask you that every round from now on. There might not be another
It's probably going to be absolutely not until 15-15.
Okay, all right.
And then I might start to come around.
Ooh, great utility. Get Obo down to 55, and now Mad Lions just trying to crack the site. Shush is trying to come in from short there. He has no idea. Poison's still at Monster, and he could be collapsed on in just a moment. Oh, that's a couple of quick ones, 2 for 2.
Yeah, still bomb plant down, though, and Mad Lions have a lot of ground to cover, a lot of time that they need to catch up on. Russian Poison. It's a very big crossfire, and too much to deal with for Mad Lions, so that will be the end of the map. 16-3.